Maple Leafs Nation, have you ever felt that quiet, almost unsettling calm after a storm, when the air is still, but everything is fundamentally shifted? That's the feeling now, isn't it? After years of chasing the dazzling, the spectacular, the headline-grabbing, the Toronto Maple Leafs have finally made a different kind of move. Not a thunderclap, but a series of precise, surgical adjustments. Mitch Marner is gone, and with him, perhaps an era of unfulfilled promises. But in his wake, a new identity is emerging, built not on individual brilliance alone, but on a collective, gritty, and undeniably different kind of strength. Today, we're talking about the quiet revolution, the strategic recalibration, and the three names that might just define the next chapter of Leafs hockey: Dakota Joshua, Nicolas Roy, and Matias Maxelli. Are these the pieces that finally complete the puzzle, or just more hopeful whispers in the wind? Let's dive in. There are moments when a team reinvents itself quietly. It's not the metallic sound of a blockbuster trade, nor a hysterical press conference from a GM in flames. Sometimes change comes as a whisper, discreet but definitive. In the case of the Toronto Maple Leafs, this transformation comes with three names: Dakota Joshua, Nicolas Roy, and Matias Maxelli. When Mitch Marner was sent to Vegas, the shock was immediate. After all, he wasn't just a skilled winger. He was one of the faces of the Matthews era. Marner was art in motion. His puck control, peripheral vision, and almost telepathic connection with Austin Matthews created moments that felt choreographed. But there was also a price: the emotional and tactical dependency the team built around him. And over time, that became a cage. With Marner's departure, many expected an explosive response. Another star, a blockbuster signing, maybe even a move born of desperation. But Brad trail-living to the exact opposite. Instead of looking for a direct replacement for Marner's offensive output, he redrew the team's identity, focusing on a more balanced, resilient, and playoff-ready roster. The arrival of Dakota Joshua, for instance, flew under the radar of national media. But the former Canuck represents everything Toronto has always lacked: physical presence without recklessness, defensive intelligence, and a workmanlike energy that doesn't vanish in the playoffs. Joshua is that kind of player you don't fully appreciate until you desperately need him, and the Leafs, historically, have always needed someone like him. He's the kind of forward who wins puck battles along the boards, drives the net, and makes life miserable for opposing defensemen. His game isn't flashy, but it's effective, especially when the ice shrinks in the postseason. Nicolas Roy, on the other hand, arrives as a versatile chess piece. Underrated, cerebral, and incredibly adaptable, Roy has a rare ability to play on any line without disrupting rhythm. In Vegas, he was an essential part of a championship team that prided itself more on collective strength than individual names. He knows what it means to sacrifice the spotlight for the greater good, a lesson Toronto is still learning. Roy is a responsible two-way center who can take crucial face-offs, kill penalties, and provide reliable minutes in all situations. His hockey IQ is praised by coaches as much as his work ethic is respected by teammates. He's the kind of player who transforms the system, not by being spectacular, but by being relentlessly reliable. Then there's Matias Maxelli. Young, skilled, and with a sky-high ceiling, Maxelli is Marner's symbolic opposite. Where Mitch was polished spectacle, Matias is raw potential. His arrival doesn't close a cycle. It opens a new one. The Finnish forward, with Estonian roots, sees the game in layers, anticipates space, and has a patience with the puck that evokes veterans. If properly developed, he could be the bridge between what Toronto was and what it can still become. Maxelli brings a different kind of offensive creativity, one rooted in smart puck distribution and an uncanny ability to find open lanes. He's not a direct replacement for Marner scoring, but he offers a fresh, dynamic element that could truly flourish alongside Toronto's existing stars. But make no mistake, this new trio didn't come just to fill holes. They form the backbone of a new identity. A Toronto that's less vain, more collective, less dependent on individual brilliance, and more focused on 5-on-5 efficiency. This is no coincidence. This is a plan. The 2025 offseason wasn't just about trades. It was about a change in posture. Trail-living and his coaching staff understood that talent alone isn't enough, that Matthews' window won't wait another 5 years, and that to win in April, You need more tactical commitment than Sports Illustrated covers. In that context, Dakota Joshua becomes even more valuable. His time with the Canucks showed steady progress, both statistically and in terms of composure under pressure. He's the kind of player who doesn't lead the league in points, but leads the locker room in attitude. He's physical without being reckless, intense without being out of control, and his ability to punish opponents on the forecheck has already become a trademark. He brings a much-needed snarl and an unwillingness to be pushed around, attributes that have been sorely missed in Toronto's playoff runs. As one scout recently put it, Joshua plays the game the right way every single shift. He's a pain to play against, and that's exactly what the Leafs need more of. With Roy, the bet is on fluidity, a center who can also play wing, take important face-offs, and deliver quality minutes on the penalty kill. His average ice time has grown over the past 2 seasons, and his hockey IQ is praised by coaches as much as his work ethic is respected by teammates. He's the kind of player who transforms the system, not by being spectacular, but by being utterly reliable in crucial moments. He provides a safety net, allowing the more offensively inclined centers to focus on their strengths, knowing Roy can handle the defensive assignments. This kind of depth and versatility is crucial for a team aiming for a deep playoff run, where injuries and matchups can quickly change the complexion of a series. And Maxelli, well, he's still a mystery, which makes things even more intriguing. At 23, he's already shown flashes of brilliance in Arizona, especially on the power play. But what stands out the most is his demeanor off the ice. Maxelli is calm, focused, almost cold, as if he knows his moment is coming. In Toronto, surrounded by talent and structure, that potential could finally erupt. He offers a different look on the power play, with his ability to distribute the puck and find seams, potentially opening up new opportunities for Matthews and Nylander. His offensive instincts are high, and with the right development, he could become a significant scoring threat for years to come. Of course, it's still early. Training camp has barely begun. The lines are still rough sketches, the chemistry hypothetical. But the feeling in Toronto is clear. This version of the Leafs is more battle-ready, maybe less romantic, but potentially more efficient. The inevitable question is, can the secondary core support the stars? Matthews, Nylander, Knies, they all need backup. And that's the most fascinating part of this new configuration. It doesn't take away anyone's spotlight. It distributes it better. Joshua allows Knies to play more freely, knowing he has a physical complement. Roy takes defensive matchup pressure off Matthews, allowing him to focus on offense. And Maxelli brings a new release valve to the power play, opening space for Nylander to be even more lethal. This trio doesn't compete for attention. It repositions the focus. There's also the emotional layer. Marner's departure left a void, not just technically, but emotionally. He was a homegrown talent, a local symbol. But like so many NHL stories, sometimes the ending is necessary for a new beginning to take shape. The new roster might not have the same instant charisma, but it already shows signs of the collective commitment Toronto has long needed to cultivate. On paper, it may look like a quiet rebuild, but in practice, it's more of a strategic correction. The Leafs didn't blow up their core, they recalibrated it. They're betting that with small, well-considered additions, it's possible to fix past mistakes without sacrificing the present. And if you look closely, you'll see that this shift comes from a place of humility. After so many heartbreaking eliminations, broken promises, and years of being a team that almost was, the Leafs finally seem to understand that talent isn't enough. You need chemistry. You need identity. You need to want to win more than you want to be seen. Dakota Joshua, Nicolas Roy, and Matias Maccelli aren't headline grabbers. They're gears. And maybe that's exactly why they're what Toronto needed. Time will tell if this quiet change will be enough to break the curse. But for the first time in a long time, it feels like the Leafs are doing more than reacting. They are finally planning. And that in itself is already a significant step in the right direction. So what do you think, Leafs Nation? Are these the right moves to build a more resilient team? Does this new identity excite you? Or do you still long for the days of pure offensive firepower? Which of these new additions do you think will have the biggest impact? Let me know your thoughts, your hopes, and your boldest predictions in the comments below. And if you're feeling this new energy, hit that like button Share this video with your fellow hockey fanatics and subscribe to the channel for more in-depth analysis. We're on this journey together, and the next chapter of Leafs hockey is just beginning. Until then,